Hello there, everybody. Welcome to Am I the Asshole Podcast, the original podcast. It feels asshole-ish. I don't care. I'm happy that more people are talking about AITA. It's good for the world, people.
As long as they don't call it Am I the Asshole? We can't have any brand confusion.
As long as nobody says they're the original, I'll stop saying it. I don't need to be a little petty boy and be like, we were first. No, we weren't even first.
We are going to serve them with an injunction.
We're going to sue the pants off them, even though we totally didn't make it up. Shout out to you, Fligner, the original, the originator whose office was too cold. I don't know if you all know the history here.
Wait, no, I don't.
Yeah, he started the subreddit because the AC was too damn cold, and I forgot what his solution was. I need to brush up myself, but yeah, it involved the AC that was too cold, and I believe he was found not the asshole, so I think that's fitting. He or she, I'm not really sure.
Find out what they did that they thought they were the asshole.
You know what? I think I discovered that I tried to pull it up and it was deleted.
No.
What a shame.
That is a shame.
What a shame. Came up with the subreddit. I actually wrote this on our cringe website. It's cringe because I wrote it. Settling a score related to air conditioning. He felt that since the female coworkers had the option of putting on additional clothing, they should cede control of the thermostat to the overheated men. Okay, so I had it backwards. He wanted it to be colder.
Classic men. No, that is honestly, I'm sorry, but like that is such a classic office dynamic.
Yeah, it is. And apparently it was a very soft NTA because someone said something to the effect of "you're right, I guess," and he became the first non-asshole on the sub. But yeah, I linked to the original post, which is tragically deleted. And actually the only comment, yikes-a-roni, is I agree with you. She is kind of biatchy, which is not a great way to start a subreddit.
No.
Oh, looks like the originator potentially deleted his account, so maybe Am I the Asshole just got too big for comfort.
So we can have a coup, and we can take it over.
It's ours now. We own it. There we go. No, it's all fun and games. And by the way, if you're one of the people who runs one of these pods, hit me up. We'll do a collabo, baby. I'm not petty about nothing, folks. Trying to be better, trying to embrace being single. Big news here, though, folks. I got several messages. You really do love to see it because I am an open UPS hater. I think UPS is my least favorite organization out there. I'm hesitant to even call it an organization because everything they do is pure chaos. And we did get a couple messages. Somebody wrote in. They said, Danny, I work in logistics and UPS sucks. We have access to the UPS site and to customer service, and they don't give a shit. I deal with FedEx, DHL, CNW, DW Morgan, all of them, and UPS just sucks. Okay, rant over. Love you guys. Well, we love you,
right.
OP.
We love you, and we hate UPS.
UPS is just YTA on any situation involving UPS.
I feel like honestly the post office is like miles better than this operation.
Yes, and I swear I got another message.
I know. I thought we got another one, but I couldn't find it again.
I can't find it. I'm sorry. Somebody else was angry about me, about UPS, and I'm sorry. I lost your message. There's so many guys. We're getting a lot more submissions and stuff. It's getting rather challenging to keep up, but just bother me. If you're like, Danny, I posted this a month ago and you missed it, please DM me on Instagram, and I apologize in advance. But this is all good news. We welcome our new patrons, Danielle, Kimberly, Sharjuma, Karen, Kai, and Tony. I'm excited to see a Tony in the house because we have very few male members, and so you really do love to see it, folks. Some diversity. I know it's not true diversity. You get what I mean, folks. So not too much going on in Danny land. I'm frequenting my favorite business, as you know, Sarah, donuts, ice cream, hot dogs, cigarettes. I have confirmed. And you can maybe AITA this for me, Sarah, but they don't actually have ice cream.
What? And not even in a cooler?
No ice cream. I was like, wow. They have smoothies, which you could argue are a form of ice cream. You'll frequently see smoothies sold at the ice cream store, but they're ice cream based smoothies.
Sus. I think they need to take out a thing from their marquee.
I haven't asked if they have hot dogs, but I believe they don't. So it's really...
what are we, coffee, cigarettes? I mean, a great business model, but still.
I mean, coffee and cigarettes kind of sounds like a hipster business, so I hope they don't go that route. But Yeah, you hate to see it. But the thing is, when the donuts are as good as they are, they can just be like, fuck you. This is what we have.
It's
and
true.
It's always packed in there, man. It's awesome.
That's great. Coffee, cigarettes, and donuts. Well, then that's perfect. That's well-rounded.
That's perfect. Anyway, I guess a 3 for $4. Oh, yeah, because they don't... The coffee is not in the marquee, paradoxically.
I keep forgetting the title of this place.
It's donuts, ice cream, hot dogs, cigarettes. There's no coffee in there, but the coffee's kind of understood. I mean, clearly they have coffee.
Of course you have coffee.
So it's always packed. And I'll tell you, I can tell that nobody there tips because I tried to tip 5. So I gave a 5 for a donut that cost $1.35. And I was like, just keep it. It's Labor Day. And she was like, no. And I was like, it's Labor Day. Like, you can totally keep it. It's not that big of a deal. And so I'm guessing I'm like one of the few big tippers in there because it seemed wholly unprepared for this kind of situation.
Wow.
Low key flex, people. There goes my good deed points. That is a flex,
but that's sad that nobody tips.
Yeah. I'm like, keep the change. And then they always hand me the change. I'm like, I don't know what, I also don't want to touch the change. It's also like a COVID thing for me because I'm crazy. But anyway, I don't have any juice, people. These are my boring single stories, interactions I have at ye old donuts, ice cream, hot dogs, cigs. Sarah, what's going on with you? You got any juice for us?
I don't know. I mean, I celebrated the boyfriend's birthday. It was really fun.
Nice.
We did like a staycation at this hotel in Soho called Modern House. Honestly, really nice. Very comfy bed. I slept until like 10:30, which was like a miracle.
I love that for you. I'm so jealous. I need to sleep more.
Yeah. And then we did like a dinner in Soho. It was really nice. I will say I did feel like the place was it felt like they were rushing us. Like they were, I don't know, there's a hard line where you want to be responsive and quick, but too quick just feels like they're trying to rush you out of there.
I hate that.
So it felt a little bit like that, but our reservation was kind of late. It was at 8:15, and I was like, there's nobody coming in after us. But otherwise, great food. That
is such a classic New York thing. I mean, I will say the food in New York is the best in the world, but the service, it's not good. It's very much get the fuck out of here vibes.
I feel like it's either that or what I hate even more is when they're really responsive until you want to get your check and then they just ghost. And at this point, it's like, all right, I've been here like an hour and a half. Like, I need to wrap this up. Can you please take my money? I don't understand why this is the point at which you disappear.
Yeah, it's classic. Yeah. I'll say this. Going to a restaurant in New York, it's like UPS is your server often. And it's tough.
No, but they actually come. Well, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, today, sure enough, I get my little doorbell rings. I don't know if I've said this before, but I put in a doorbell on my building because I was tired of missing packages. Problem is I didn't label it, and I didn't feel the need to label it. It rings, and it's kind of like on my sidewall, so you can hear it in the hallway because, people hate to miss a package. And
yeah, that's annoying.
I'd kind of communed with some of the other residents about this. Pain in the ass, so whatever. It's my individual doorbell, but it's often not used for me. Sure enough, today, somebody rings it. I run down to get it. UPS guy. I open the door, doesn't say thank you, doesn't say shit, just walks right by me, and I was like, okay. And every other delivery person is like, thank you so much, sorry, this isn't for you. UPS is just, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's in the water over there. It's like, I blame the company before I blame the employees, but it's just like, any company that's branding as brown really is shitty. I think they don't give a fuck about anything. They're like, we're brown and it's hideous. Fuck you. We're UPS.
Pretty much.
We're brown and yellow. Our color palette is number 1 and 2. Fuck you. We don't care. They hate their customers. They're the worst. I hate UPS.
It's so true. I'm still annoyed about that experience that I had. I was just like, all right, they just ended up sending it back because I was like, I can't make it to like a completely different zip code and like 3 miles away by tomorrow. And
it's
also
bananas.
The other thing is I didn't even know that my package had gotten sent to the wrong address, like because, well, they sent it to the wrong address. So like the note was on the wrong people's door.
It's bananas. It's absolute chaos. They say if you left 1 million monkeys writing typewriters, they would write Shakespeare. I think they are actively operating the UPS corporate hierarchy because it's insane. It is madness, these monkeys.
That's so funny.
So, anyway, guys, that's it. Lots of hate. Tell me, keep feeding it to me though. I love people being mad at UPS with me.
Yes.
So we've got some juicy guess the verdicts for y'all. Let's just jump right into it. Here we go. AITA for telling my boyfriend he was ugly and disgusting to look at.
Okay, I'm sorry to do this, but I did read this one, and I know that it isn't ESH.
Well, I can't blame you for being one of the most AITA literate people on the planet. That is correct. So she, 25F, started wearing less makeup. He, 27M, was making comments like,
not
you
this
look prettier.
again.
I know, right? He said, you looked prettier with makeup. You're letting yourself go. And she finally snaps back and says, I told him he was ugly, always eating shitty food, and that he was disgusting to look at. And that maybe I wasn't putting on makeup, but that I was doing something fulfilling with my life, which he was not. Outrageous ad said, ESH, you've only been dating for 8 months, and apparently you're no longer attracted to each other. Now you're just being cruel. I'd say this relationship has played itself out. Move on. And I like that wording because it wasn't a breakup with him, because I feel like if that's her response, and look, he wasn't being okay. It wasn't okay what he said, but it was somewhat measured. He didn't call her ugly, you know?
Yeah, like
disgusting to look at.
That's bad. I mean, I think if at any point you think your SO is disgusting to look at, obviously that's a very bad sign, let alone 8 months into the relationship.
Yeah, that's too new. Y'all should be still infatuated at that point. So
yeah, that's not
I think
good.
ESH is it. I think they nailed it.
Yeah, ESH and break up. Get a lawyer. Just kidding. But do break up. Okay. AITA for accidentally upsetting my niece by saying her mom's life would be better if she wasn't born.
Oh, no. Yes. YTA. You can't say that shit. That's horrible.
You're right. I thought I was going to trick you by choosing such an obvious asshole. But, I mean, no, that's not the case. Basically, when OP's sister, who's now 26, was 17, she got pregnant. The family helped raise the kid, and now, you know, she has a stable job and everything is great. OP's child free, so this is important to note. And basically, I don't know, this is like the craziest part, is they were at the niece's birthday party talking about her as a baby. And then at one point, OP said to this, and I guess they were arguing, and at one point OP said, don't you ever think your life would have been better if she had never been born? And the daughter overheard this. So, yes, the top comment actually was removed, but it was censored. I don't know why, but the second top comment was basically what I thought too, and it said, YTA, holy shit, I was eager to read this thinking, come on now, let's find out what the context is before jumping to a conclusion. But nope, you are 100% a certified grade A, worst of the worst asshole.
Yeah. I mean, it was irresponsible to say it in that context. I don't really think this is a productive line of inquiry either, because why? I mean, nothing's going to change. And like, I don't know. We had our patron Lindsay on the pod, and I asked if they ever thought anything like I hate my kid or something like this. And she said they didn't, but I suspect a lot of people, or at least some percentage of people, do have these thoughts, and that's okay to have these impulses. But it's not a good topic to bring up really with anybody. And it's obviously completely insane to bring it up in front of the child. Come on. What are you doing?
Yeah, no. I mean, even if you don't know the child's there, you can't do... First of all, you can't say that at all. Like, what's wrong with you? And second of all, definitely don't say that if the child is home.
Yeah, no. It's... Why are you going to bring this up? That's really...
Yeah.
There's no way this is good for anybody. So,
no,
AITA, because I got mad, my wife took our 4-year-old daughter into the ocean without a life vest.
Into the ocean without a life vest does seem really kind of dangerous, unless he was there. But even still, you don't want to risk it. I'm going to go YTA.
YTA is right.
All right.
OP fears the ocean. Wife grew up at the beach. Wife was chest deep in the ocean, and OP freaked out. He says it ruined his mood for the rest of the day. Now,
because the wife was chest deep?
Yeah.
Why?
Because that freaked him out. He's afraid of the ocean.
Oh, okay.
So initially I was kind of in the middle on this because I was like, it does seem 4 is very young. And Andante79 said, YTA, from your title, I assumed you meant she just let the kid go play. It isn't fair to let your fear affect other people. It's something you need to work on. And when I read that, I was like, I guess, but also 4 is very young and, mistakes can happen. And I kind of like the idea of having someone so young in a life vest. But get this, an ex-lifeguard piped in.
Okay.
And they said, life vests are excellent safety tools for boating, water skiing, jet skiing, but not necessary here. Your wife being comfortable in the water with your kid in her arms will do a lot to teach your kid not to panic in the water. And panicking is the last thing you want your kid to do in the water. So I think basically I'm reading that as, life vest really isn't going to be that beneficial. And someone said that can inspire false confidence and that can actually be more dangerous.
I think that's probably going a little bit far, but
well, in other words,
if you use a life vest every time you go swimming, and then the first time you decide to do it is when you're in the middle of the Atlantic, then
I
sure.
think what they meant is some people will slap a life vest on their 4-year-old and throw them in the pool.
Oh, and not wash them?
They can still totally drown with a life vest. I think that was more the angle. And so
okay, yes, then I'm on board with that.
Yeah, so it makes sense to me.
Okay, no, I thought you meant it would inspire false confidence in the swimmer, and I was like, I don't think so. Okay, no, that's totally fair. Okay, AITA for getting rid of my partner's dog.
Ooh, wow. How can you not be the asshole, but the dog could be a monster? I'm just going to go NTA.
That is wrong. So, OP's never liked dogs, but when they met their significant other, they kind of put those feelings aside because the SO had an elderly pup. The dog passed away about a month ago. And
poor
2 weeks,
doggy.
I know, poor pup. 2 weeks ago, the partner decides to get a new puppy unilaterally. Apparently, it's a
Yikes.
German Shepherd Pug mix, which honestly is very interesting to me. I just thought that was a fun detail. I want to Google it.
A German puggard, I dare say.
I love that. OP was pretty mad. And to top it all off, the dog is really not very well trained.
Oh boy, the pug side, they got a pug brain.
Right? So basically after, it couldn't have been that much long, to be honest. 2 weeks. So dang, I think, whatever. Okay, I'll reserve my opinions to the end. But OP was fed up. OP decided to just contact a bunch of friends and coworkers and eventually found someone who would take the dog and basically took the dog to that person when the partner was out of the house. So obviously the partner is pissed. So the top comment was from Essex Catwoman, ESH, yeah, right? ESH, you both acted unilaterally and it sounds like no one here is truly a good animal parent in doing so.
I'm with that. Neither one of those things were okay.
Yeah, that's not. Also you can't give a puppy 2 weeks or ship out. It's not okay.
Yeah, neither of these are okay. That's a hearty ESH. Nonetheless, Sarah is the reigning GTV queen, 2-1. Once again, she is the winner.
All
Guys,
right.
please rate, review, and subscribe. We read the reviews on air. We love to read it. We love to read your UPS sucks comments on AITA Pod. Again, I do apologize because we do have quite a backlog, and I'm posting these things. I'm not even behind myself. It's just a lot are coming in, which is great. They will all eventually go up. Thank you so much. And please join us on Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod. I checked it, Sarah. We actually have 75 bonus episodes up there.
Ooh.
So there's a hearty helping of AITA backlog to enjoy. And we'd love to see you in there.
AITA. That's awesome.
Yeah, so thanks to everyone who's in there. And, it's part of our community. We have our weekly happy hour. We have our WhatsApp group, which is popping off. And it's a lot of fun. And honestly, if you want it to be something and you're like, well, I want to do this, you should just let me know because we'll totally do it. I totally
So
do.
true.
Everything everyone says, including having a long streak of juicy eps. Yes, people, we do have one heck of an ep. I'm getting live. This is live on the scene. We have one heck of an ep. In fact, these are a lot of posts that were too spicy to be posted on Facebook, people.
Yep.
'Cause you can if you submit, you can mark do not post to FB. And so all of these are marked as do not post, which I'm here to say, people, juicy.
Yeah, it doesn't get much juicier than that.
Our second story of the day, AITA for not getting along with my sister-in-law. But first, AITA for quitting my husband's 70-year-old business. Lorsh,
Yeesh.
That is a long run. AITA for moving on from my husband's 70-year-old fam biz. Me, 29, and hubby, 32, married for 7 years, together for 10. We have a wonderful and energetic 4-year-old, and we're very blessed. Live, laugh, love, OP. Thank you for the submission.
Oh my God.
Prior to working for my husband, I was a successful paralegal, moving forward in my own industry and happy. After having my son, it was too difficult to continue working, so I moved into his family industry to help in the safety management field. Interesting. What is safety management? Deploying cones? I have no idea what that could be. When I say family business, I mean I work with my husband, mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, and even their cousins.
Oh no, boy. That's a nightmare.
My relationships with family members have suffered greatly. Oof. Yeah, truly. I have a degree in human resources and certifications in my field in which I work for the company. They have terrible management skills, and my husband and I disagree majorly about it. My husband is my best friend, but since working together, I cannot stand to be around him on our time off. Oh boy.
Oh, that's rough.
All we do is talk about work, and we're always both overwhelmed. He's the third generation of the family to be running the biz, and I respect the position that he's in, and I hope he thrives in the industry. I'm to the point that whether I leave the business or my husband, oh boy, he's wonderful, but his focus is completely on the business and finances, but not our family. We're not happy, and he doesn't understand why I'm not happy working together. I want to move on, but I'm worried about the effect it's going to have on all of our relationship, including my in-laws, AITA, and do I need to just suck it up for the family?
Oh gosh. OP, don't suck it up for the family. It's going to blow up eventually. I mean, it seems like you're already at a breaking point. So it seems inevitable. So don't wait until it gets even worse.
Yeah, I think you are kind of pulling out an ultimatum gun here. I don't think you should use the gun. I think you need to tell him, I'm at my wit's end here. I love you. I do. I want us to be together, but I can't do this anymore. I can't work for this company. It's creating a lot of issues on my end, and you want to lay it on yourself. Really, that's the way you got to do this. You can't blame the in-laws. You can't blame the cousins. You got to just say, look, it's me. It's me. I'm struggling here. I'm trying my best to make it work, but it's just not working. And I want to be with you. And in order for me to stay with you, I got to be out of the fam biz.
Yeah. I feel like there's definitely a way to impress upon him how serious this is. I mean, I don't know how it doesn't bother someone to live, work, breathe the same people day in and day out, especially your wife, but maybe that doesn't bother him. But yeah, you have to tell him that it bothers you. That sounds I'm tired, and I just read about that.
Yeah, I mean,
could not imagine.
If he can't understand this, I mean, this is like a joke. This is literally a joke.
He might understand it, but he might not know that she feels this strongly.
Yeah, I think you need to be clear. I mean, I don't think you want to word it like it's either you or the business. No.
Because I do think that this relationship is salvageable. I think it's a simple fix. Not that it necessarily is easy, but it does seem like if you remove the job from the equation, then the relationship should improve.
Yeah, and I think really just blame yourself. You're like, look, instead of saying they have terrible management skills, say,
no, yeah, don't do that.
The way I work just isn't compatible with the way they work, and that falls on me. Just let yourself, because who cares, right? You're not trying to salvage the relationship with the business. So just, basically fucking make them fire you, essentially. Make him think of you as a bad employee and just stress that, you're unhappy working there. It's your own fault, and that just is what it is. But you love him, and you want the business to do well, but you need to get out of there. And I think that's all very reasonable, and nothing about this makes you an asshole.
No. I feel like you could also just say, which I feel is very legitimate, that it's not her ideal career or her dream to work for this company, which is a total career shift. don't think it's a lot of people's dreams.
Well,
like,
it sounds to me like you don't even hate the job. It sounds like you hate how it's going. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, is actual work not it? I don't know. I think you just be honest, but also frame it in a way where you're blaming yourself. And, you know, if your husband can't understand that, then you might have to be a little bit heavier and be like, look, I need out of this job. I need you to focus on the fam. Or I need you to work less. Because it also sounds like there's a constellation of problems here. It's not just that the job isn't working for her. It's that husband is bringing the job home. And so it never stops.
Yes. And they're also working together, so it just truly never stops. Like, that sounds, God.
And that's not okay. And you have every right to drop a boundary here and figure it out. You both sound like you're capable, intelligent people, and so this situation isn't working for you, OP. So change the situation, be kind, be loving, and stress is the situation. And you know, I think you can get out of this. I hope you can.
Yeah. I don't think this is like do or die time.
No.
For the marriage, maybe for the job for sure, but.
Yeah, I feel good. I feel good about these two. AITA for quitting my husband's 70-year-old biz. I think we agree. No assholes here, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, if your husband can't understand that joining an incestual family business, I mean,
My
everyone.
God.
This is like a phrase. What's a phrase? Don't mix business and pleasure. I mean, there's a phrase.
Yeah,
Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, it's pretty known. Don't do business with your family. Shit gets fucked up. I mean, this is like classic. Like, that's some Aristotle shit. Everybody knows this. So if he can't understand why this is causing problems, then I don't know what to tell you. But I feel like he's going to get it.
Yes, Aristotle, the original originator of Am I the Asshole?
It's
then
true.
followed by us.
It's true. Some say Socrates. I give it to Aristotle. All right, people, please rate, review, subscribe. Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod. Here we go. AITA for not getting along with my sister-in-law. This person said, hey, guys, I love the pod, etc. We're cutting right into it.
Yay.
We used to get along great. But what changed our relationship was a few years ago for her birthday, we went bowling. At the time, I had just started dating her sister. I was 19, am now 24. Anywho, it was a really nice bowling alley. About $100 for one game.
Jesus.
Yeesh. What the hell?
OP, you got fleeced.
Yeah, what is this, diamond bowling? I don't know. It's crazy. I paid for one as my gift for her and all her friends. Difficult purchase to make since I was going to school full time and had 2 jobs. But I figured, why not? After the game was over, my now wife and I left. Later the next day or a few days later, I can't remember, I got a call from the bowling alley and was told I needed to come in and pay for a game and that the food was ordered. Keep in mind, I paid for one game and I didn't order any food. He told me I'd be getting a call from a detective. I did.
What?
And he told me I would be charged with petty theft if I didn't come down and pay for it. I was livid.
Seems like
because
a scam.
a police officer showed up at my first job looking for me. And I was at my second job when I got the call. Her sister eventually went and paid it, so I'm clear there. But ever since, our relationship has been rocky. She's taken advantage of my wife and has treated her horrible. She's even made up lies about my wife and I, even turned my wife's family against us when we've helped her through so many situations, a DUI. So driving her to and from work 30 minutes each way for almost a year, watching my niece while she was at work, and having her stay with us a year to help her reduce the rent. There was a recent issue with her. She had a problem with me and my wife, not sure why, but my wife, who's 4 years younger than her sister, was the bigger person and mended the relation. My wife is now 25 and her sister's almost 30. I have no interest in trying to mend my relationship with her. I love her daughter and I'm a great aunt to her, but I just cannot trust my sister-in-law anymore. Do I try for the sake of my mental health? Just leave it how it is.
Okay, I have a lot of questions. I mean, the bowling anecdote didn't really seem to come back, but that is extreme.
I mean, I will say, what happened? You know, I'm not really clear.
How did we go from like a shitty bowling misunderstanding that it seems like the venue took entirely too far?
I'm ready to come for this venue. Who sticks the cops on people? I'd be like, calm down, Karens.
Like,
what
you
the
have
hell?
the card on file, or, you know, presumably you have the payment on file and this person's contact information. Like, how dire is business that you need to send the cops? Also, like, after the fact. I don't even know if it works that way.
I've never even heard of that.
No, I've never heard of
cops?
that.
I'd say leave them a little Yelp review. I know it was 5 years ago, but good Lord, that's just madness.
Yeah. I don't know how that works. So that's bizarre. That does feel still scammy somehow.
Yeah, it does.
But we escalated really quickly from this to she's taking advantage of the wife and all this other stuff. Making up lies. I guess my question is like, how does fixing this relationship improve your mental health? Like they say, do I try for the sake of my mental health or just leave it how it is? Like to me, it seems like trying to repair this relationship would actually take a toll on your mental health.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one. I guess I'm confused because it seems like leave it. Yeah, exactly. I'm confused at what you just corrected because I'm like, if you want to feel more calm and at ease with this person and they're in your life, then yeah, maybe you should try to mend it. But is it even mendable? I mean, it kind of sounds like she's a hot mess, and that probably makes her resent you because hot messes tend to resent people who are not hot messes and who have helped them. It's a weird paradox.
That's interesting.
And you have done a lot for this person. Good Lord, you drove her to and fro work. You let her live. You let her live with you. You know. There's like this problem that your wife mended. I mean, it just sounds just really messy. It sounds like you said, I have no interest in trying to mend the relationship with her. Well, you do have an interest in the sense if you're interacting with her, and that's difficult. But you're not obligated. I don't think you are the asshole for not getting along with her. It sounds like, you know, you guys have had a series of interactions which have led you to be like, yo, what the fuck?
Right. I mean, it's also weird because it seems like... It actually kind of seems like their relationship is okay, but OP just doesn't like her sister-in-law, which I can't fault them for that. Like, they seem to be pretty involved in her life. Like, I don't, you know, how much, what, I don't know, like, how can you repair a relationship with someone you just, like, fundamentally dislike?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you dislike her because she's not very likable. I mean, it seems like when you have a bunch of interactions with someone where it's like you're helping them, you're doing them favors because they fuck something up. And, you know, I'm not judging her, but obviously she's got a bit of a hot mess streak here. You know, so what? So you don't like her. She's not really bringing good energy. You're not trying to cut her out of your wife's life. So you're not doing anything wrong. You just don't like her because you don't want more of her around. And honestly, I think that's very valid. And
like you can dislike anyone, you know, whatever. I mean, you know, as long as it's not like bigoted, but that's fine. But like, you know, if you know someone personally, you choose not to like them.
Totally.
That's totally fine.
I mean, I don't even know if you necessarily choose, you know, you dislike someone.
Or sure, just like inherently not, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I had a friend try to patch things up with me one time. He was like, is there any beef between us? And I was like, not really, but I don't think you like me. And you know, he was like, well, what is that supposed to mean? And I was like, well, I don't think you really like me, dude. And like, it kind of comes off and that's okay. I don't need you to like me. Like, it's okay. We can just be the kind of friends who see each other occasionally at like some other mutual friends party. And we say hello and have a pleasant conversation. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to be able to make you like me. I mean, you're fucking wrong. I'm a likable motherfucker. Are you serious?
It's like that meme from Workaholics where it's like, if you don't want to date me, that's fine, but you're wrong and I hate you.
Yeah, like, no, and I don't even hate him. That's the thing. I'm nice to him.
Yeah,
you know? And whatever. He's, you know, and that's fine. And that's the thing about these things is that you really can't expect everyone to like you. And if they don't like you and you're a cool person, then they're fucking wrong. But that doesn't mean that you're going to convince them. I mean, that is delusional. If someone doesn't like you, it's over. You know?
Yeah, that's it. Unless it's like a specific reason that you're like, you know what? That is a toxic trait of mine. Now I'm going to work actively to change. But you can't do it in a way that's like, look, see how I'm changing.
Right. Well, I mean, if they don't like you because you broke their trust or you did something, yeah, that's a different animal. But if they just kind of are rubbed the wrong way by you and you guys just don't vibe, like,
right.
What are you going to do?
Like that sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's okay. I mean, that's fine. Just sometimes people don't vibe, you know?
100%. There's like 7 billion people in the world. You can't vibe with all of them.
You really can't. AITA for not getting along with my sister-in-law. I mean, I'm not ready to call anyone an asshole here, honestly. I think this is a no assholes here for me.
Well, she does sound like an asshole generally.
She sounds like she's a mess and she's called on them for help. You know, and
Yeah,
there's
I
a
guess I'm
drama.
curious. What are these like lies that she made up about them?
Yeah, I guess I can give her a soft. I just don't know enough. But yeah, I guess you're right. If she made up lies, then that's manipulative and turned wife's family against us. Yeah, so she's an asshole.
Yeah. All right. I'm on board.
Sure. AITA for not getting along with my sister-in-law. I think we agree. NTA and the sister-in-law is.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Looks like we got an epic app here because we got a couple more.
We can save some of these for later, but
yeah,
if we get
we're
to
probably
them.
gonna do 2 more, people. It's about to be a quattro. Here we go. Oh boy, dangerous topic area. Doo! Trigger warning alert. Trigger warning alert.
Oh my god. That was a good noise. Second only to that one time you fake coughed. That just I cracked up for like an hour.
Oh yeah, when the lady coughed at jury duty. Oh man. I was like, Jesus Christ,
yeah, there it is.
Why are you? It sounded like
oh
her
my god,
whole
good
lung came out.
times.
AITA for getting mad at my friend for talking about her body weight. I'm a student in high school. So is my friend. Me and my friend have been friends since our sophomore year. We've had a couple problems with our friendship and even ended up not talking to each other for a few months. But eventually we decided to put those problems aside and make up. Well, that's cute. Recently, though, oh boy, it always comes to recently. I've been thinking about cutting her off. And after what just happened, I think I'll actually do it. After a visit to the doctor, I was feeling unhappy about my weight and decided to vent to her about it. She said I was skinny and I shouldn't be worried. Bodies change. Of course, I knew she was right. But I couldn't help but still feel upset by what the scale said. I gained so many pounds in a short amount of time. I even told her that I may look skinny, but I don't feel skinny. After the vent session, I decided to just try and not think about my weight. Going to Instagram, though, I noticed that in a group of photos she posted, one was of her scale showing exactly how much she weighed. She weighed less than me. I thought it was weird she would randomly post about her weight. I thought I was overthinking it and moved on. Later in the day, she sent me a TikTok she made of her from a few years ago, and then her now, showing how much weight she lost. Now I was really starting to think maybe she was showing off her weight on purpose. She told me about how hot she felt about her size and that she lost so much weight in a short amount of time. Of course, I'm happy she's happy with how much weight she lost and that she loves her body, but it felt almost like she was bragging about it after I told her how much I weighed and that I felt bad about it. I even told her my thighs were big and that I need to lose some thigh weight, and after she sent the TikTok, she claimed that her thighs looked so much smaller than before. I'm not sure if I'm just overthinking it or if she's really just trying to brag. AITA.
I feel like I'm missing something. Like, was she giving tips or was she truly just bragging?
Yeah, I mean, on the least charitable read of her, this is like a huge NTA, and she is, but
yeah,
I don't necessarily know. First of all, did you say this was a vent, or are you now calling it a vent? So she might have been in a problem-solving mentality, which is fucking cringe when you're trying to vent, and it can be infuriating. So you're definitely right in all your feelings, OP, but I'm not really getting the vibe from you that you set a clear boundary here. It seems like for you, this topic is basically off limits between you. And that's fine. And you just need to set that boundary. I mean, some of the stuff she's doing does seem kind of criminal, like bringing up her thigh weight after you specifically invoke that. It kind of does seem like she's rubbing in your face.
Yeah, but unless this is where I'm just struggling. I mean, maybe I am going into conspiracy town. I know that high school girls are like evil people, but I'm just like, is she really that mean? And if she is that mean, how is OP even questioning this behavior? But it is why I wondered, the thighs specifically,
right.
Is she saying like, oh, I lost so much weight from my thighs, here's what I did? Or she really is just like, oh, this thing you're insecure about? Well, look at me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that's the question here. You know, I'm trying to be charitable toward her because maybe, you know, you had this conversation with her and look, maybe it kind of put her in a good mood about herself, and that's a little weird and fucked up.
Yeah, that
but
sucks.
That just might be the effect it had, and now it's having a negative impact on you. But low key, like, that's, you know, it's a little weird for that to go down that way, but it doesn't make her a bad person. I think for you, this is a sensitive subject. And I think that does fall on you to set some boundaries and just say, look, I don't want to go to Weight Town with you. I mean, look, I've become super aware of this. I've become pretty damn good about it. Obviously, I have learned early in life, you don't ask a woman's age, you don't ask a woman's weight. And I've moved eventually to you don't talk about a woman's appearance except to say she's a 10. And you don't fucking bring up calories. This is another one. And I'm finding
No,
now that I've learned this is a sensitivity with some people. And now I ask because a lot of women are very fucked up about it. And you just don't want to go to calorie town. So there's nothing weird about it or uncommon. I think you just need to lay down a boundary. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I feel like having a vent session about your weight in general is just really tricky territory because if that's an insecurity the other person has, they're just gonna like implicitly feel bad. And if not, like it still puts them in an awkward position because like, you know, they have to reassure you.
Right.
And it's just uncomfortable.
It is. And especially in high school, insecure. I honestly think...
Especially if this girl lost a significant amount of weight. I feel like that could very well be an insecurity of hers as well. So... Exactly.
And unfortunately, especially when you're in high school and you're putting, you start like, oh, well, I feel ugly and things like this or whatever it may be. That can put the other person in a mindset of like, well, I'm not ugly. And so and I'm not saying you're ugly, OP. I'm just saying that it does create this like little duality because you're insecure and they may be more secure. And like, it's high school. So she's not that on top of her emotions and how this could like make you feel. And like, look, a lot of people, including full grown ass adults, fuck up venting. And let me tell you, people, here's what you need to do in an event. I get why you feel that way. That is so frustrating. Yeah, that's so hard. That's all you need to say.
Yes, literally.
It's so easy. All you need to say is like,
sucks.
I totally understand that is insert emotion that they're feeling. That's all you need to do. And literally nobody does this. People are like, well, here's what you need to do. You need to start a 17-step plan. And they want to solve the problem, but that's not what venting is for. But it's a hard thing. A lot of people fuck it up. And a lot of people, by the way, love to go to Advice City. People love to be the mayor of Advice Town. I think it's normal.
Like, people want to just, like, your friend is telling you a problem. You want to feel like you're helping.
Yes,
I get it.
You want to feel like you're helping. Of course, we all have the impulse, but it's also you want to feel like you know more than they do. So there's an ego aspect as well.
Interesting.
At times, not saying every time. And people love to elect themselves the mayor of Advice City. I'm telling you, Sarah, this is a thing. And so it doesn't mean that their advice is golden or that their advice is wrong. It's just like, that's not what you want to fucking hear right now. It's not. And so these are complex skills. So I think I'm kind of giving your friend the pass here. Only you can know if she's a vindictive monster, but I don't think she is. Right. I don't think she is. I think she's fucking up. Just lay down the boundary, and if she respects the boundary, you guys can have a nice little friendship. Just don't talk about weight with this person. Don't check her socials if that's what she's posting about. For sure. Tell her that. Like, say, hey, I know you post a lot about your weight, so I'm still a fan of your Insta and your TikToks, but I'm just gonna not check it for now. But
and just say like, hey, I appreciate you trying to help, but unless she wasn't, then this is all moot. But like, for now, let's just table this topic. Yeah.
Love it. AITA for getting mad at my friend for talking about her body weight. I think we agree. No assholes here.
Info?
Info. Yeah,
I guess.
Info.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, people. Situation number 4. Rate, review, subscribe. Join us on Patreon, guys. Patreon.com/AITA pod. We're going to wrap up on this puppy. AITA for not going to my best friend's sister's wedding. Okay.
I have to say, everybody, I am so glad that wedding season is back because we have a wealth of content and it just never ends.
I know.
And nothing makes people act like assholes like a wedding.
Good God, it's exhausting.
Isn't it true? It's so nuts. We had that weird, that person who did that dance all by themselves on the bonus app.
Crazy.
Yes.
Crazy. So they danced alone as a request by the groom. It's madness. Weddings are just crazy pills. Here we go. I'm a 24-year-old guy, and I've been best friends with this 24-year-old girl for about 20 years. Okay. Wow. Since you were 4. All right. Nothing romantic has ever happened between us, and we consider ourselves brother and sister. My friend has an older sister who I also talk to and who I also consider a very good friend. I have been dating this girl, also 24. Wow, everyone in this fucking story, 24. For about a
should be
year.
having a wedding. Just kidding.
And she gets sick very easily. Okay. My best friend's older sister was getting married before I started dating my girlfriend, but it got postponed and the guest list was drastically shortened because of COVID. I was the only one of my sister's friends who made the final guest list. The
It's
wedding was
confusing because everyone's 24 and no one even has like a fake name.
I know, right? The wedding was taking place at a hotel and my sister was spending the weekend there to help the bride. Oh, so now we're talking about OP's sister. Okay.
Yeah. Also 24, I'm sure.
I'm sure. I was there to help the bride, offering to drive me there and home to just spend the weekend at the hotel. My girlfriend told my sister she would like to come to the wedding, which surprised my sister given that my girlfriend gets sick easily. COVID's still around. And despite the shortened list, there would still be a lot of people there. My girlfriend told my sister about her wanting to come 2 weeks after the RSVP date. My sister tried to find an extra seat for my girlfriend, but couldn't because the seating chart had already been finalized. RSVPs were in, and the total number of guests given to the venue was done. And I was actually on the DAIS. What's that, Sarah? I was actually on the days?
Oh, the day is like the table where the bride and groom sit?
Oh.
Wait, I'm actually very confused. The best friend's older sister is getting married.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He put sister in quotes because they're not. That's fucking confusing because they're not real sisters. All right.
Oh, I see.
So, okay, back to this dais. Okay, yeah.
dais.
So I guess that OP got a pretty prominent seat.
Right. I hadn't booked my room at the hotel, so I asked my sister what the arrangement was, and she said I could stay in her room as it has 2 beds, and she did not intend to be in it all that much, at least for one night.
Don't do that.
Because her sister didn't want to spend the night before the wedding alone, so they were going to share the bridal suite. My girlfriend...
Don't stay in the bride's room.
I'm so freaking confused right now, Sarah.
Okay. I'm so very confused.
My girlfriend got very angry at the implication, texted my sister that those arrangements wouldn't work, and told me she didn't want me to go to the wedding. My sister gave me the number for the hotel so that I could book my own room following my girlfriend's text. My girlfriend, however, was still adamant that I not go. 4 days before the wedding, I told my sister I wasn't going and have not returned her calls or texts since. She had left one on my phone with her hysterically crying, begging me to come since we're family, but every time my sister called or texted me, my girlfriend would argue AITA for doing that, or am I just being respectful of my girlfriend and my sister doesn't understand that.
Oof. Okay, OP, you're kind of the asshole for not booking your own accommodations and taking advantage of the bride's generosity and trying to stay in her bridal suite on her wedding. Like, get it together and book a room. This is okay. So I feel like what happened was the girlfriend didn't want to go, then decided last minute she did want to go. The bride tried to make room for her, but in the end couldn't. And now the girlfriend is just throwing a hissy fit. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, my AITA...
And now you're kind of ghosting this friend of yours who you're calling your sister, who's not actually your sister. Now you're just ghosting her wedding and you're not returning her texts or calls. Like, that is really fucked up.
I know. I'm really mad at the girlfriend, though. Is that fucked up? I'm like,
no, because she's controlling.
Problem? She's controlling, and OP is a sucker for her. And she's ruining everything. What's her problem? She didn't even want to go, and then she decides 2 weeks after the RSVP she wants to go. I'm so mad at her. It seems like she's a terrorist.
Yeah. It seems like she's controlling, and now she doesn't want OP to be somewhere where like other girls are going to be dolled up. But maybe that's my conspiracy town.
No, I think that's valid. She's super like... Yeah, and why all of a sudden he can't go at all? I would be like, fuck you, I'm going. It's my sister. Mm-hmm. I don't like this girlfriend at all. I feel like OP is being
I don't like that.
Manipulated and controlled by her jealousy issues, folks. That's where I'm landing on this.
I agree, honestly.
What is her problem?
That's bad.
Since you were 4? I mean, a little jealousy is fine, but I mean, God, that's...
No, but you can't pull out any sort of big guns like this and have this person not go to a huge family event.
That's
just because you're not going to be there to keep tabs on them. Like, come on, get it together.
Yep. I mean, I'm ready to just come for her. I don't even want to pin this on OP. I think he's in a sitch. I think our my man OP or woman, I'm not sure.
Like, being
he's a guy.
abused.
Yeah, I think he's being controlled here, and he doesn't even know which way is up. And, you know, he's got this sickly, controlling girlfriend, and she's like, you know, she can always ride that sympathy. She's like, I get sick easily, so don't make this harder for me. You're going to make me sick. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I do. I don't know. I just feel like I have to go like a YTA because it's wild that he's really entertaining this and going so far. If the genders were reversed, would I still say YTA?
No, you wouldn't,
That is
Sarah.
a good question.
Controlling boyfriend, you'd be like, fuck him.
But I would, I guess, I know, no, I do say fuck the girlfriend, but
Okay.
I guess I am also like, she doesn't factor into the verdict because she's not really one of like the parties. Like it's not, like she's not on the other side of it. Like I still feel that what this person is doing is wrong.
Yeah, I can meet you there. I mean, look, he is an asshole for not going but it's not his fault. It's his responsibility. But it's this girlfriend manipulating his ass.
Right.
And whatever. Of course, he's a sucker for her. He's 24, you know, and she's
like,
got.
I kind of feel like if you're in a bad, abusive relationship like this, maybe it's controlling or something. I'm like, well, I don't know. We can understand why you do the things that you do, but I don't know if you get like an NTA or a no assholes pass. That's my quandary.
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I think it would be easier if it was a guy, if it was a girl being controlled by a guy. I think you would be like, what is she gonna do? But whatever. I'm with you. I think it's an asshole move to not go to your sister's wedding because your shitty partner, you know, is saying some bullshit. And I do think that's how this reads to me.
Yeah, I think that there is some onus on the OP to stand up to this controlling person.
Yeah. It's hard, though. When you're in a relationship with someone who's controlling, you're controlled.
I mean, don't I know it? Yeah, I've literally been there. It is hard.
It's Nightmare City, folks. And I got mad
it is
sympathy
hard.
for it. Nonetheless, I'm with you, Sarah. I mean, look, I do think if this was gender swapped, I think it would be a different story, Morning Glory. But whatever, who cares? AITA for not going to my best friend's sister's wedding. I am saying basically a soft YTA. Your girlfriend is the truest asshole here, but she's not really the party, and you're still doing an asshole thing. It's your sister's wedding. Fuck your girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think it's confusing for OP, right? Because then she would throw a shit fit, and then he would feel like an asshole to her, and he sees her every single day. So I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
tough.
I mean, it's a super soft
right.
YTA. It's a super soft YTA.
It's
OP.
just like a YTA in the sense that, like, you're fucking up right now, and we need to, like, jolt you that this is not a good choice, and also that this is going to have lasting repercussions with someone that you care about, that you've known for much longer than you've known this girlfriend. So that's kind of where I'm coming from.
Right. And dare I say, this is a breakup with her.
Duh. Yeah, big time.
Big time. All right, guys. Well, that is the Epperoni. I hope you liked it. We love to have you here. Please rate, review, subscribe. Please send me your UPS hate. Much love for all y'all.
God.
And we'll see you next Monday morning.
Woo.